In this episode of The Must, we're going to be looking at Appassimento, which is the process of drying grapes prior to pressing. It dates back to the Romans, and the grapes are harvested as normal. However, they are then left to dry for anywhere up to 5 months before they are pressed. The heartland of this technique is in the Veneto region in the north of Italy. However, wines from both Puglia and Sicily are now made also in this method. In the north, the signature wine is a wine called Amarone, and it comes from the Valpolicella region to the north and east of Verona. Now, this region is in the foothills of the Dolomites, and it is a region of beautiful terraced hillsides, cypress trees, little villages in the valleys, and produces outstanding wine. And the main grape grown is called Corvina. It's a superstar grape. It's incredible what it can do. And these are the wooden racks that are used for the Appassimento process, although these days now they more tend to be plastic racks, as you can see here. The process of making Amarone starts with the harvest. Then you have 3 to 4 months of drying the grapes in a dehumidified atmosphere prior to crushing and fermenting. They're then barrique aged for 2 years or 4 years for a reserva, and the final wine is produced. And this is a wine that has huge concentration. It takes over 5 kilograms of grapes to make 1 litre of wine, and it's what one of my winemaker friends calls the wine of conversation and contemplation, because all you need is a glass of Amarone, some good friends, some Parmesan cheese, and you're set for the evening. It's also one of the few wines that goes really, really well with dark chocolate. Another wine that's made in the Valpolicella region using an Appassimento technique is a slightly more complicated wine called Valpolicella Ripasso. To make Ripasso, you start with Valpolicella wine that has been aging in stainless steel, and then when the grapes for the Amarone have been pressed, then the dried grape skins, called the pomace, are added to the Valpolicella wine, and a secondary fermentation takes place. This is then aged for at least 12 months prior to bottling, and what it does is it creates a wine that still has some extra concentration and fruit and sugar similar to an Amarone, but for a much cheaper price. And Valpolicella Ripasso has always been one of our most popular wines at Redbridge. The process of the Appassimento technique and using some partially dried grapes in the wine isn't just limited to the north. Lately, it's also been used for wines in the south of Italy, particularly Nero d'Avola from Sicily, and Negro Amaro and Primitivo from Puglia, which are already quite big concentrated wines, but which perhaps become a little bit better balanced with the addition of some partially dried grapes and better tannins from the dried grape skins. So that's the Appassimento technique and some of the wines that are made in the north of Italy and the south of Italy using it. Now, if you want to buy any Appassimento wines, Ripasso or Amarone from Valpolicella, or any of our wines, go to redbridgeonline.co.nz.